Shri Balram Putin says, historically, France and Britain were enemies. So why did they fight together in the Great War? And what is the current situation? What was the atmosphere like before the two great wars? Yes, I have a video on this channel which talks about a thousand years of enmity between France and Britain and the English. So yes, the enmity between the French and the English goes back at least 1,000 years, at least to the time of the invasion, the Norman invasion of the British Islands, led by Duke William, who came to be eventually known as William the Conqueror, which was in the year 1066. So at least 1,000 years of enmity. Then they've seen many wars. So the question is, why did they fight together in the Great War, which is World War One? So the World War One was an extremely complicated affair. If I try to explain all the scenario properly, it would take me at least half an hour. But the thing is that they had a common enemy. The common enemy was Germany. Let me oversimplify it and say that the common enemy was Germany. The Germans did invade France, and the British had to come to France's rescue. So it was also something that benefited the British, because if France falls to Germany, then Britain will be next. It will be threatened. So because of that, they had to come together, ally together against Germany. The Germans actually wanted Britain to be on their side. It's a very complicated mess. Okay, World War One. So that's why they fought together in World War One, and they were, you could say, allies in World War Two. Obviously, the French lost very rapidly to Germany in World War Two, to the German Blitzkrieg, and they were very rapidly occupied by Germany in World War Two. In World War One, the situation was significantly different. The current situation is that France and England, or France and the UK, are both US vassals. Okay, so it doesn't matter right now. They are both on the same side, and they are put together and held together in place by the Americans. The entirety of Western Europe is owned, occupied, or controlled in some way or the other, either of these three things, by the Americans. Western Europe is a buffer zone that the Americans created as a bulwark against Soviet expansion, and now it is a bulwark against Russia. So NATO and the European Union are essentially controlled and, you could say, owned by the Americans. The real power in Western Europe is the United States of America. It is not Germany or France or the UK, it is the USA. The situation today is that France and Germany are on the same side because their boss ensures that it is so. Once the US empire, the Anglo Saxon empire, declines and relinquishes its hold on Europe, Europe is going to go back to its regular routine of fighting each other. Right now, it's not so. So the peace has been maintained in Europe for the past 70 or so years because of the US American supremacy in Western Europe. Eventually, when the American empire declines, you're going to see Europe go back to war, like they have been doing for centuries.